Yeah. So I think we just needed to work on it in general. So I can do it. Yeah, I was kind of like not vocal today.
Yeah, so either Matt or I think Gay Loser are the ones who are
Haha.
haha
Haha.
Yeah.
are the ones who want to do it. So you can focus on them.
All right,
It would require
so
action
let's
planning.
just do some quick identification. There's 4 team comps, or 4 types of comps, right?
Mhm.
Brawl,
Wait, I know.
Mhm.
yeah, go for it.
It's brawl, poke, dive, and hybrid.
Correct, yeah. I
Fuck
call it
yeah.
spam, poke is the same thing. All right, let's identify what we are and identify what they are. So what are we?
We are spam.
We are spam. Good start. Let's add one more.
Dive. Hybrid.
Yeah, spam dive.
Spam dive.
What are they?
Full dive.
Full dive. Okay. Here's the first piece of information. A dive. So you guys know rocks, paper, scissors, right? Brawl beats dive beats spam, and spam beats brawl, right?
Mhm.
So if they are running a full dive comp, our spam characters are going to be really sad unless we're able to support them, right? So, you know, technically we might be at a compositional disadvantage, except for the fact that this is what they're running, so we should be okay. Just going into that, it's good to know. Now, one more thing. What are win conditions? Well, first off, do we know what win conditions are as a definition?
The essential abilities are like your easiest way to win, or the most viable means of winning in
Easiest
a
way to
situation.
win. Okay.
Yeah, a combination of ults or one ult targeting something that will win the fight.
Let's say abilities instead of ults, because your win condition can still be an
Yes.
ability, but an ultimate is an ability, right? Ultimate ability. Yeah, so in this comp, what is our win conditions? We should have multiple. What are our win conditions?
Grab dragon.
Yeah.
Nano monkey.
Yeah.
Grav pulse.
Maybe. Less so.
Grab
But
dragons.
yeah, we already got that one. All right.
sorry.
What is their win conditions?
Nano blade.
What else?
Zen spam with Tracer.
It's not a.
I mean,
an
the
ability.
Discord spam with Tracer. Yeah.
Kind of. Not really.
Not really. Yeah.
One more.
Nano monkey.
There
Nano
it is.
monkey. Yeah.
Yeah. So right off the gate, kind of even in terms of win conditions, except both of these involve nano, right? So what is the most important ability to ult track for their comp?
Nano.
Nano.
Yeah, exactly. So communication wise, we need to be planning our fights around, do they have nano, right? If, let's say, they have Genji and Nanoblade, what should we do differently? Like, let's assume we have nothing across the board, right? They're starting the fucking lobby with Nanoblade. What do we do differently?
Play split, and then if I
Yeah.
have ults, be ready to counter it with.
You don't have
Grav.
ult. You just walked out of spawn. They already have it.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, play split. Play split is correct, right? Obviously, Genji chains his ultimate off of getting kills. The further away you are, the better, right? You want to force him to make mistakes by ruining his 6k, right? All right, good. So we've identified composition, we've identified win conditions. Now we can talk about like fight planning, right? We are on defense, it looks like. Okay, so if we're playing for a dive poke comp, a good neutral fight, do we know what neutral fight is?
No ultimates or no real full engagements.
The first fight of the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
First fight of the game is neutral because you should be at resource neutral, right? No one's going to have advantage. There's going to be no ult economy advantage, nothing, no disadvantage anywhere. That's neutral, right? So in this neutral fight, it's totally okay for us to poke them out, get a resource out, and then dive with the resource advantage, right? You're probably familiar with the Ryan, Diva, May, Kree, Bap, Lucio comp, right? This comp is considered a hybrid rush spam comp, and it's a hybrid because it's a hybrid to spam because you have the Kree and the Bap who can spam, right? So yeah, sorry, I have a ping. I'm hoping I'm not getting pinged by one of you guys. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, so, all right, going into this, we can start out the team fight by saying, all right, we want to play, I call this gas station because it's like a little gas station, right? So we can location call, we poke from gas, and we look for an engagement on choke or corner, whatever you want to call this. You can also call it before bridge, after bridge, right? I'd say look for an engagement here, right? So a kill box is a common term for, where you want the fight to take place. And what's really important about this is that you put a location. What I've been forcing Team Rocket to do, and I actually learned this from Orthus, is put a spray down. Honestly, like if you're walking around the game and you see a spray, it means nothing to you, right? But if you see 6 sprays right here, like if we see 6 sprays right here, we know where we want to take a fight, right? We're going to do everything in our power to take a fight right here. So what we can say is let's
They're just doing a VOD review. No, open it. How close is it?
okay.
Why are you playing the car?
We can put up an aggressive position here with like Hanzo. I don't like this bubble, but we can put Hanzo here.
That was a misclick, my bad.
No worries. Yeah, we can play here, play for poke. Where is Tracer playing? Right here.
Okay.
This isn't really a great spot. Just because you don't have a good recall position, what would be nice is to like play over here, right?
Vulcan.
Or play over
Sorry,
here,
trouble.
or here, right? Here is the least safe location just because there's a spawn door, but it can work. So what I would say is we need to poke out with Tracer and Hanzo, and then like look to take an engagement off of the cooldowns that we get out, right? So the good cooldowns to get out here is these. This one not so much, but you can take an engagement if they don't have Genji dash. It's just really hard to capitalize on it. So we're looking for either nade or sleep, and we're looking to get like matrix a little low, right? So we can take an engagement here. Now, what would that look like? If we are trying to take an engagement with dive specifically, we need to come from multiple angles and we need to coordinate the timing of it, right? The dive does not look like this. Monkey jumps in, then he gets bubbled, Tracer then blinks in, and then Hanzo uses storm arrows and shoots in. That's not dive, right? What dive is at the same exact time, Tracer appears, Monkey appears, and I don't know, Zarya walks in, right? All of this needs to happen at the same time. It's super coordinated, very difficult to do, but definitely doable. So let's take a look. Yeah, Yuso, you've already wasted all your cooldowns. Very cool. Yeah, I like that from Hanzo. Monkey, you're kinda so you've been scouted. There's no real reason to be here anymore because you've been scouted. Like if we want to take a position fight here, we are gonna have trouble because the entire enemy team knows you're here.
Okay.
Play with something called negative tempo. There's positive, neutral, and negative tempo. What negative tempo means is that they can't create a fight plan around your positioning because you never give them the chance to find your positioning.
Got it.
So play hide and seek. Just curious. Okay.
I know. I'm not. I don't have the movement down.
Yeah, we're just taking a
Right
lot
now
of
I'm just
poke damage.
exploring the game.
Decent bubble. Okay. Yeah. So we didn't
What
have
are you
bubble yet.
talking about? He's way
Um,
far away.
There wasn't really a reason to
wouldn't.
jump here. They
Right, he's
already
better
own
than
this
me.
space. Not only that, but they have 3 people here. You have done very little so far.
You were golden Overwatch.
And Hanzo, you're doing a decent job. But what I would ask of you is to try to take a different angle, right? So one of the main ways you want to play this is by off angling, right? So if we call this location main, Tracer wants to control flanks. Like this is a flank,
No.
up here is a flank, and this is a flank.
Absolutely, like,
You can still
destroy.
off angle by like playing one of these locations as long as like I guess this is kind of a bad location, but as long as you're able to get back to main relatively quickly, like I like putting like a Hanzo like around here or here, right? So just so you have options for different angles to take a fight in,
That's
right?
just how it is.
Does that make sense? Are you here, Hanzo?
Yeah. Oh, you're done. For me and Tracer, since you wanted me to
Everywhere.
keep controlling like flanks,
Mhm.
is holding there generally a good idea, or
You need to
Like-
have variance, but yes, right? You don't
Okay.
want to hold the same place the entire time, but otherwise, yes. Do you play League of Legends, or have you played League of Legends?
no, I refuse to.
Okay, do you know how like the map is designed with like
I know how the
main,
map's designed,
right,
yeah.
and then like jungle, right?
Yeah.
These are what we call the
Okay.
lane control, right? Like lane control is like the entire thing, but you can control the flanks. Tracer is responsible for controlling the sides, right? So, you know, your main tank is probably not going to deviate from this path.
What do I press?
How the hell did I do that? From this path too much, right? But you're responsible for, I'll change colors for fun, like
What's that doing?
these angles, right?
Okay.
So you need to be playing for like blue and not letting anyone take this angle, right? Because like here's the tracer for free. So I don't remember who. I think Genji tried to push this area,
Can I
but
step on this
Monkey
guy?
was there.
I-
So yeah, that's kind of your role, right? You just want to make it so that she can't set up a dive on here, and that's like she's not gonna just waltz down Main Street to like come up here, right? There's no way she does that. So that's kind of your role, right? Contest the tracer.
Okay.
Right. So they're at a resource advantage, so they can dive this, right? Like I said, we're looking for poking out resources so that we can take a dive. Yeah, good bubble. Yeah, right now we're down our Winston and we don't really have a plan. So, you know, when our win condition is lost, it's okay to poke, play slow, or like call it a lost fight, right? So in neutral, Winston getting picked early means we cannot play for this location, so we need to pick a new location, right? Now, on this point in this map in particular, there's like 3 good locations. Well, there's 4 good locations to hold. Railcar is the first one, but that's if you're running like Brawl. But for our composition, there's like 3 places to play. Here, here, and vaguely here, right? This was our initial option. We can no longer do that because Winston died. He's not going to respawn fast enough for this fight location, so we have to play for this, right? Does that make sense for everyone? So here's what we kind of want to do. In order to make this a team fight, we need to maintain control of this and try to establish positioning here, right? Because if we want to take a fight here, this is a really good off angle, right? Imagine a Reinhardt standing right here, right? And Hanzo's here, and our Zarya is up here with Winston on cart, right? A little car. Right? If this is a cart, like this is a really good off angle on this Ryan, right? And this is like kind of how we want to establish our team fight locations, right? Does that make sense so far? Yeah. Okay. Good. So yeah, because we cannot play for this, our Winston's still respawning. We need to play for this, and we need to establish positioning for this to happen. But like, how would you try to establish, excuse me, this positioning for an off angle? Anyone can answer.
Sorry, I missed the first part. Someone walked in. You said we're resetting to
So
the next position.
this
to
was
hold?
our initial fight plan, right? Monkey
Uh-huh.
died, so we need a new fight plan. This is a really good spot to hold, but he's still respawning, so it's not attainable. So we're forced to take a team fight here.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
We
Uh-huh.
need this positioning, and we want this positioning. How do
Okay.
we achieve this positioning when we're down one?
Okay.
It's not an easy question.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. So the monkey is respawning. He just died. Another like 10 seconds until he comes in or so.
About, yeah.
Okay. So I would say that we get our main healer back into one of the back tunnels and wait for the monkey to respawn while Zarya, Brig, and Hanzo stay on that lower ground where Hanzo is right now. And wait for the monkey to come back, and then I'm not sure about taking the high ground on the right side. Like how to
So
do it from
I
there.
see 2, maybe 3 ways we can do it, right? The first is
Okay.
actually what USO is doing right now. Tracer has a good job of being able to pull people away from the fight, and Hanzo's really good at pushing them away, right? So what we
Yeah.
can do is have, like, we can still play for here, maintain this high ground. We need this high ground. We don't want to leave this. Like, we can put Ana back here just because this is like still decent LOS for her. But like it's not a requirement in this exact scenario. But what we want to do is we want to get Tracer to either pull them back towards her this way and then have her get out this way, or we can have Zarya start to like pressure them and have Hanzo just jump across, right? So if Zarya is like down here, Tracer's over here, we're succeeding in pulling them away and pushing them away, right? Do you guys kind of see how that works?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if we do it like as soon as the tracer is engaging on like that Zen that's in the back line,
Mhm.
and have the Hanzo and I move forward in
Right.
this position. That makes sense. Okay.
Because like these two supports, I'll change colors for this. The Zen and the Ana want to stay together, and the Diva's like nearby so that she can peel for them. So these 3 are gonna relatively stay there.
Yeah.
This is good value if we get them away from cart, right? And then we can just have Tracer get away for free, right? Hanzo wants to push here because like what's gonna happen is the Tracer's gonna try to take this angle, but if we have Brig and Ana here, like one shot and she has to disengage. She can't pressure this Hanzo out anymore. So the Zarya has to drop because we're like the cart's gonna move eventually, right? So that's gonna happen. But there's no way a Winston, a Genji, and even if the Tracer managed to get up here, like there's no way these 3 killed these 4, right? Like so they're at a resource advantage in the sense that our Winston's dead, but they're not in a team fight advantage because we still have 4 and they only have 3 that can engage, right? If the Diva comes, we technically have the compositional advantage because of the Zarya, right? So we would need to call, go on Diva, burn Diva, then Genji, then Winston, right? Try to poke out the Tracer, but it's not likely that we'll kill the Tracer, right? It
Yeah,
is
just
likely that
retreat.
we'll kill the Diva because she has to commit boosters to get here and then she's feeding, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how you would set up this team fight, right? And I mean, ideally, our Winston never feeds and we take this, but that's kind of what like it would look like. So just playing this out. Yeah, so nice USO. Trying to do this, you know, there's only so much you can do, but the fact that you managed to get back to your team is good. What I don't like about this is that you're playing main. In this situation, if we were like 2 seconds before the diva got demeched, there's no reason why we should take this fight because it's totally even, right? Like we have the same lanes. Like if we had like a Hanzo over here, then we can afford to take this engagement because we have like positional advantage. But right now everyone's playing main and no one has an advantage. It's just like mid-fight brawl. Like good luck, you know. But nice pick on the diva. Unlucky. Why did you die?
Yeah, I told him to come in front of me to help body block with my bubble, and I guess they died.
Got poked out by Zen, I think.
Yep.
Monkey dives and
Nice. So this is tragic. Sag. Okay. Yeah. So is this winnable right now?
Yes.
we lost Brig.
No.
Let's do
Yeah,
like
no.
a.
So
It's a
status wall,
3v6.
Yeah.
Pretty much a 3v6 because going with
Yeah.
the. Who's that behind the? I don't know the advertisement post. I
right
can't
here.
see.
I think that's Hanzo.
Hanzo.
Right. So we have
Yeah, no, we lost that.
Hanzo, Ana,
Hanzo and enemy.
Winston. That's a terrible W, but
Hmm.
then Winston, Genji, Ana, Baby Diva, and then Zen. Right. So they're at a numbers advantage, and we're down 2. We've already given them the positioning because of the Winston getting picked. So I would say that this is lost. And what we can do is we can like retreat if we think we can get out alive and set up positioning elsewhere, or we can just die on cart and give it up, right? It's kind of a matter of opinion. If you think you can get out, you should try to, but you know, the better teams you face, they won't let you do that, right? So this is kind of lost. Unless someone literally pops off.
Yeah. The only way I could see if we win that is if we like full committed and killed both of their healers, but even then it would kind of just be stagnant.
Sure.
For both teams.
So in this situation, when the fight's either won or lost, that's what I would call the fight status, and that needs to be called out by someone on the team, right? Like a common fight status that you'll hear is winnable, right? But in this case, the fight's lost, so what we need to do is ult track, right? So they're gonna play for either Nano Monkey, or if they want to poke out for Blade, they can do that, right? So we need to take an engagement around this idea because they have Nano, right? They have Nano. It's just a matter of, you know, how long does it take for us to respawn and take positioning. Now, this is an unofficial term, but I'm gonna call this the keystone. This little building here. Keystone's really important on this map because it's center to the entire map. This is really important positioning to have. It's actually the same as first point, right? This is central to everything, right? The little gas station. Whatever you want to call this building, the high side, I call it keystone because it's important. So whatever team fight we take, we want to include this in our positioning, right? Now, the only way we can do this is with people with verticality, right? And technically Tracer, you can blink from here. So let's try to set up a team fight location. Now, it's not realistic because our Zarya died a bit too late, but if we were to try to take a team fight here, let's like show me where you would want people to position, and I'll give you some words like so keystone, mechanic, or like auto repair. You can call this in, and then like catwalks, right? And then I guess coast is another one. So let's say we're gonna take a team fight here. Where does Winston play?
Keystone?
In.
Where I heard in.
Answer it.
What's that?
I think the best thing for me to do here as monkey is stay on the keystone because it provides free like what's it called, a good dive angle for me and what else? Yeah, just natural cover. And
Okay.
it's harder for them to figure it out. Plus, if I stay quietly there, if Genji goes up, I can just smack the Genji around.
So there's
You'll have
pros
to
and
back
cons
out.
to each, right? So on Keystone, you might have to commit jump, but
Mhm.
on in, you might get spotted, right? So
Mhm.
it's kind of up in the air. Where would Zarya play?
Probably on auto, right?
Auto or Keystone, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bo-
Where would
the
Tracer
bottom
play?
keystone.
The N, like bottoms,
The in. Yeah,
where
I'm gonna
Mega
say
is.
near in, but yeah. Where would Hanzo play?
Keystone.
Auto between the Keystone and Auto on the bridge.
You think? Right here?
No, that's
yeah,
way out in the
'cause-
open. No.
Because he could jump over to cover on the Auto and Keystone.
I would say keystone just to help
Yeah.
repel any kind of dive.
Specifically in this doorway.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to correct the Zarya's positioning. You can either have one or the other, right? So Hanzo wants to off angle. So typically I would put a Hanzo here because he can Sonic here and scout all of cave. And I would put Zab, Zarya on a brig in here, and then have Tracer controlling the off angle, right? So Hanzo is able to contest this lane, right? This lane. Tracer's able to contest this lane, and then all that's left is main, right? You guys see how like we're setting up off angles here?
Yeah.
Does this make sense? So like the Hanzo can like stand here, here, or you know, he can technically play bridge and jump here or jump to safety, but like he can off angle from this direction. You know, Winston, one of the two, doesn't really matter. Can get to point pretty quickly, and Tracer can get there within one blink, and that's important. Within one blink is very important for setting up Tracer positioning. For these three, you know, it's awkward because Brig wants to brawl, Zarya wants to brawl, but it's not always possible to get those two in super quick. What typically happens is you can have your team fight plan. You'll get like enough momentum that then these three can drop, or then these two can drop off of high ground. But Ana is mostly going to stay here the entire time. Does that make sense? And now
Yeah.
let's look at this ult economy. What would we? What is our plan for this fight? Right, we're not close to Grav. We have Hanzo ult. We have Nano. Like, what's our plan here? Give me some options, because there's plenty of options. Anyone can contribute, even Maven.
We can try and not use ultimates and try and bait out their Ana and come back with more ultimates.
Okay, so we could take a dry fight. Is the term for that. Dry fight means you don't invest anything and get stuff out of them. What else do we have for options?
I guess I can just stay around payload and dodge a bunch of stuff and call for a bubble whenever I need it after I get full HP though. Oh wait, never mind. Zarya is dead. We can't do that right now. So
We're imagining that Zarya is alive, but
okay.
I'm talking about like ability usage. So what that would be is like stall for ultimates, right? So we could stall for ults. 4 ults. I hope you understand that this isn't 4 ultimates, but like 4. I'm just lazy.
Yeah. It's okay.
Okay, there's one other possibility that we have, right? We already have dragon, right? So we can just dragon main. Now, a feasible plan is we can dragon main, force them to invest nano, right? Typically, the team that ults first is going to win the fight, right? Because what that means is that you're already in position to take a fight, and if you're ulting, they're probably not ready to ult, right? Like, if you start dragon, they have this window of time to commit to either this or this with nano, right? Make sense? So you can force mistakes out of them pretty quickly with that. So you can drag in main, and then in that time, right, we'll probably build up a nano, right? These two are pretty similar, so we can play for Grav Pulse in the next fight. So what I could call here, let's take a fight first point. This is our positioning. We'll Dragon main, build Nano, then Nano Monkey in, right? Next fight we can Grav Pulse, right? The issue with taking a dry fight here is that we didn't get to touch cart really realistically once on first point. So taking a dry fight here gives up all of this positioning, right? Like we would lose Keystone if we took a dry fight here. So that's the only wrong answer, unfortunately. Sorry.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like, it's still important to have a fight plan, right? What I want to see is if someone makes a call, it gets followed, right? Like, and when I watch these, oh my god, freak me out. When I watch these VODs, like I should be able to tell what the plan is, you know, just by watching what everyone's doing. Like if I see Tracer over here, it looks like we're trying to take an engagement here, right? But like no one's in position for that. Or if I see Winston here, it looks like we're trying to take an engagement here, but no one's in position for that, right? Like, and then there's just Brig running it down Main Street, snapping her fingers, you know. So yeah.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
So okay, playing for end. Yeah, okay. So this looks okay. I know we have people respawning, but that's fine. So like vaguely we have these three playing Keystone. Winston was here, he's now here. And then we have Tracer here. Like Tracer's kind of on the off angle. We're looking to take a fight somewhere in this area. It's not entirely clear yet, right? What I imagine is going to happen, they're going to ult first and we're going to react to them. Just based on our positioning. Yeah. Okay. Winston's scared for his life. We lost all of our positioning because of this. So in this case, Nick, because you got pressured out here, it makes more sense to be here, right? Because we were down Zarya, she was in spawn. It doesn't make sense for you to play there because we can't take an engagement fast enough here to capitalize on how greedy of a location this is, right? It would have been better to just play it safe because we've lost Keystone. Like we should lose Keystone as positioning because everyone's coming back to peel for you, right?
Yeah.
But at least you live. Yeah, so there goes Keystone. Right, so now here's the awkward situation, right? What a dive comp tries to do is set up positioning and dive from off angles. Like, look at how clean this is from their point of view, right? Like Winston was here, Genji, that's an R. Genji dashed through, and Tracer's here, right? Look at all these off angles they have on us, whereas then there's just this engagement, right? This is really good by them, and we're just constantly on the back foot, and they haven't even invested ults into this, right? Sag, very Sag. Okay, so this is lost, or at least it should be. Got primal out of them, nice. They didn't need to do that, but hey, that's good for us.
Yeah.
Alright, so we don't own Keystone. What do we do? Cart's probably going to be, if we're contesting it, it's either going to be here or here. What do we do? What are we going for first?
I think I called to go like through the far left entrance.
Far left?
Yeah, right there.
Left for you guys or left for them?
We'll rotate 180 and then left.
Okay.
Or right, you know what I mean. Sorry. Yeah, the far door, the one that people use to recontest close to payload.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So that means that we are taking a fight here.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. That's fine, right? Like they're about to have 3 in cart, which means that they'll get here pretty quickly, basically as we're respawning. So what we're gonna need is like a solid stagger, right? Like we're gonna have to invest primal for time just so that we can get a good regroup, right? So it doesn't really matter what angle you come from. But what matters is like how we take the engagement. So if we're gonna take a team fight here, Zarya, to the best of her ability, is gonna come out of this angle. Tracer, has a little more mobility, has a little more options. Might come from here, might come from here. Kind of depends. Most likely, Tracer will come from there, though, right? Ana and Brig can come from here. And then Winston can come from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hanzo. Where does Hanzo wants to come from? That depends on this. Okay, so this is interesting, right? So we have two options, right? We can either grab Dragon or we can grab Pulse, right? They have Trance, so I would say the better plan here is grab Pulse because we can still get kills and grab with Pulse Bomb. We can't get kills with Dragon and grab Pulse because of the Trance, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the initial damage.
Exactly. So the way that we go about this is like Tracer, to the best of her ability, is going to have to come from this location. So Hanzo can try to take like a different angle, which would probably be around here, and hopefully he gets to rotate to here, right? So Hanzo's role in this is to try to take Keystone, because ideally Monkey would do it, but Monkey has to primal on point so that these two can make it back. So yeah, that's Hanzo's job here. And we'll see how this plays out. Oh, Monkey got staggered. It might be touchable. Probably not, though.
Can test it.
Yeah. So we're all coming out from the same angle, which is tragic, but it is what it is. Primal to touch. Okay. Right, so now we're all stacked for Nanoblade.
Yeah,
Perfect.
the Nanoblade.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
We didn't play around their comp very well. We kept on getting destroyed by their Discord and Nanoblade.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you.
No, I wasn't going to.
Alright, cool. I was gonna make fun of you if you did.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Hanzo, nice job getting to this. This is important, so good job on that. In terms of the primal, you're primaling here to stall for time and tempo. At this point, get out with your life, right? There's no way you win this. Even if you kill this Zen here, there's no way this is winnable, so just try to get out.
Oh, it's gonna be worth watch this. Boing.
Alright. Well, you got value. Perfect. So now
I know it doesn't work on paper, but they panicked and they used it, so it worked
So
out.
now-
But I know I shouldn't usually do that anyways.
they just flipped the ult economy, right? 5 ults to 2, or 1.5, is very much winnable, right? And it's all about how we use them. Now, what I'm expecting to see here is we're going to yeet all 5 ultimates into this fight and have nothing because we're scared about the time bank, right? They're going to have like 5+ minutes. We're going to be terrified, right? Am I right?
payload has reached the checkpoint.
Honestly, don't remember.
Perfect.
Oh yeah,
Let me guess. Okay, we're going to go for a pulse in the backline. We're going to grab Dragon on point. And fuck it, we'll yeet Nano on someone that's low health.
I think so.
Perfect.
I think it goes worse than what you predicted.
Yeah.
It goes bad.
So what would be a better idea? Right. So the first thing we need to do before, all right, so we're setting up for a team fight here. We want to take an engagement here when Cart gets here, right? Now, the thing is that they own this positioning. So what do we need to do in order to make this happen? Anyone can answer.
Control of top right while also having someone top left off angle.
Top left isn't as important, but yeah, we need this. This is very important. If we're taking an engagement here, we can't afford to have to get off-angled in our fight. We want to off-angle, right? So our win condition for this is actually taking this location and then grabbing here. And whatever we use here doesn't matter, right? If we use grab or pulse, doesn't matter now because they already use trance, but we need this location, right? So let's
Yeah,
see what
okay.
happens. Hanzo, you're playing too far back. Okay, you're moving forward. Sorry. Oh. Yuso, I've played with you 3 times and I have never seen you grab dragon or grab pulse. And now I'm watching a VOD and you're still not doing it. Sag.
I don't really know what to say.
There isn't anything to say. You just say Sag, you know?
Oh
I just
man,
think that's bad.
I could have grabbed when Monkey went in there. That sucks.
You're powered up. Get in there.
No.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Obviously we're going for Nano Monkey, right? If we are grabbing on point, I like the idea of getting Brig in the fray. But if we have grab dragon, we don't need nano. Right. So I actually think this is your fault here. We don't need nano for this fight.
Do you think if it did go on the Monkey and we only used that ult, it would have been fine?
In the case that it goes on monkey, we would still need the grav to get value out of it because
Okay.
look at all the mobility that they have, right? Well,
True.
all the mobility that they have, right? You can try to go on these two, but like they have so much peel for that. Like they can
Yeah,
burn
they
through
do.
that with a nano. Like a Discord counters nano, right? It equals out
Yeah.
practically.
Who's ready to take?
But okay, so we've pulse bomb, we've nanoed a brig. They gave us this high ground, which is nice of them. And now we're about to see a shit show, aren't we?
Yes.
Perfect. Never could have seen that in a million years, but nice pick. Nice. Oh, we're not even gonna grab. Okay. Alright.
No,
Well,
it's
cool.
worse. Trust me.
It goes every way it could go wrong.
Yeah, I was scouting the tracer. I was keeping
Alright, we're now in a new fight, right? So that was one. We invested pulse and nano, got lucky, and won the fight. Now, how do we win this fight? Right? And let's take a look. What do they have first? What are they gonna do? Any ideas?
Probably have the tracer flank far right where we're set up right now. Monkey Diva try to take control of like the
So
bottom left of
when
your screen right now.
when calculating for their fight, you don't need to think about positioning that much. You really want to think about what ults do they have and how are they going to enact that plan, right? So, for
Okay.
example, if they have Nano Blade, they're just going to play for main, right? Because this gives Genji more headroom, right, to move around, right? If they
Yeah.
have Pulse and Primal, then they'll play for the off angles, right? But like within that, oh wow, nice. Within that like fight plan, it implies where they will be coming from, right? So they have Primal and Pulse, right? So they're probably going to contest the off angles. We can look for Grav main on these 4, right? Just got to be careful of Diva, of course, right?
Yeah.
So we can still Grav main and just watch the off angles, right? Yeah. So in this, we should try to save nade for Grav, right? If we're playing for this positioning, do you think you're in position, Vulcan? Vulcan, are you here?
I don't think he's here.
Yeah, I am.
Are you in position if we're gonna grab on corner?
Say that again?
Are you in position for grab on corner?
No, I was just kind of posting there because I felt safe.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, if we're gonna grab on corner, we want to get Nate in there, right? So you're a bit too far away for that to happen. So like this would be a much better location to play, right? As long as the brig is nearish to you, so that we're not afraid of the tracer, right?
Yeah.
So-
I mean, it was mostly an issue with me. Like, a few times in the VOD, you can see a time where I watched Monkey die because I was in my head way too much.
Okay.
I wasn't. Yeah, it was just bad. Bad.
A lot of Overwatch comes by like your innate positioning, right? If you are out of position, there's so much that snowballs because of it, right? So for example, like Ana has a faster rate of fire from the hip, which means that you have more HPS, healing per second, hip firing than scoping, right? So by playing this far back, you're forcing yourself to scope in to hit the shots, which reduces your HPS, right? And reduces your APM. Playing like a little bit closer and for like a better angle on nade allows you to like contribute more, right? And basically what I'm saying like is if you were playing here, it's less likely that your monkey's gonna get picked because it will be easier for you to heal him, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, cool. Hanzo, where do you play? Is Hanzo in here?
No, I think he was the trial, so so I think he left.
Okay. Nick, where does Hanzo play?
Hanzo would play top right because I already took top left.
Okay.
Mhm. And he has a better line of sight of the enemies. And I'm just holding the corner to zap him every time they want to go up to the top left.
Yeah. So what
I think
what I
he's
would
pretty
say
okay. A little out right now. Like he's obviously out of position because he can get like one tap. No, I mean he can get one tap, but he just should be behind the wall instead of jumping it like in a random place.
it's I
Yeah.
mean the timing of this is still
Yeah.
like cleanup, so this is fine.
Right. For
But
sure.
yeah, so specifically, he would play up here, and then for Grav Dragon, he would actually drop down here to
Yeah.
eat his dragon, just because it plays for lane control, right? Dragon is a really great way of lane control, and this is a very important lane, right? Let's say that they live through Grav Dragon. Well, they're not going to live backing up into Dragon, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Zarya, where do you play?
On that corner where I am right now.
Why wouldn't you play here?
I'm not sure. I feel like I would be too far out of position there.
So give me pros and cons. What's the pro of playing here?
Pro is probably being able to get a better grav position on that corner.
Faster,
Cons,
yeah.
yeah, faster. Cons being that I might be a little bit easier to get bursted down immediately without support.
So you're not even worried about the burst yet. You're worried about getting scouted, right? So they should know if they're tracking that you have grav. So they know that, or at least this Steven knows, it is her job to eat it, right? So playing here means for an easier grav, but because of the nature of Tracer contesting off angles, right? It's very likely that she walks up here and it's like, oh, there's a Zarya here, you know? Or
Yeah, okay.
she can walk around here and be like, oh, there's a Zarya here. So like the options you have are playing in here or up here, but you know, overall you playing for this side, right? And it just
Yeah,
depends on where
okay.
you want to grab. If you want to grab like back here, you know, this makes more sense than up here, just because you'll have to yeet it into a diva, right? So
Yeah, okay.
let's see how this goes. We'll just wait half an hour for them to do something. Cool. I have no idea why you're on a platform now, but I hope you're having fun.
Yeah, I was trying to get control of top right because I thought they were gonna dive our
Yeah.
Hanzo like that.
So they are, but how do we counter that?
Grab the back line.
Grab faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
And enact the fight sooner, and you can actually just trade backlines, right?
Yeah.
As long as you're fast enough on it, that can still happen.
Nerf this!
There was some like awkward repositioning.
Nerf this!
It's so bad.
Well, we committed to the play. Dead Optics wanted me to make sure we were committing to the play, so we committed to the play, right? Fortunately, there's nothing in the play, but hey.
Yeah, I thought they were closer to payload than they were.
Happens. Okay. Yeah. So, if I were to guess what was happening in the comms, in this fight we were probably just saying, okay, we grabbed Dragon here, and then we just started yelling names of enemy heroes, and then all of a sudden, at this point in time, Nick is like, yo, I forced trance, but I'm dead, right? Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
Yeah.
So, we need to, like, the way you set up and communicate a team fight is, like, there's multiple things to go over, right? The first thing is ult tracking, right? If they have trance, is this the right play, right? If if we're going for Nanoblade and they have like Rally, is that the right play, or should we look for something else? Or how do we counter this, right? Like, we can still grab Dragon, but we need to save Nade for it, right? To counter the trance, So we need to ult track, then we need to fight plan. Now, part of fight planning is 3 things. What / who, when, and where, right? What and who is pretty simple. Grab Dragon. When? Before they jump high ground. Where? On the corner, right? That way, everyone knows the plan. There's no excuse for being out of position in the plan. Like, USO had no idea what was going on, right? He came from here, went over 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 here, and died, right? Hanzo was up here, got dove, jumped back, and just stayed running back and forth. Our Zarya was on a platform, dropped, ran for here. I didn't see where you went, but now you're here. And then our Winston primaled from like here and then died, right? Like, in no situation does this tell me you guys were going to grab Dragon. If anything, this tells me you were going to stall with primal, right? Like, that's what it looks like.
So I think initially my idea was because of how long I saved Grav, I was gonna save it for next
Next
Grav.
game?
No, Nanoblade. And then I think Clue said something about I'm ready for Grav Dragon, and I was like, oh shit, I should probably do it because there is 3 people close to the point, and I thought they were close enough to get pulled in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this composition, the way we counter Dragon Blade is by 2 things. Play split and play fast. The faster you play while maintaining being split forces mistakes out of him. It is so easy to mess up a Dragon Blade, right? Like, look at the top 500 Genjis. Dude, they're not even playing in GM. They're just on their Smurfs in Masters and Diamonds because that's where the content is, right? Like you can't play Genji into a GM lobby. It is so easy to mess up. But they're still top 500 players, so like they float in Masters because of how bad Genji is, right? So the way to
Yeah.
counter a Nanoblade is not with Grav. It's by playing split and playing faster, right? If we enact this Grav Dragon, right, there's a good chance that like they'll just build up 6 ults because, or well, probably 5 because they should invest Trance into Grav Dragon, even if we have Nade. They'll just build up an ult bank and then they'll use everything and we get a recontest when they've already used everything, right? Like it's totally fine to get nanobladed. It's okay. You should expect to lose a fight, right? Yeah. What we shouldn't expect is investing Rally, Dragon, Grav, and Primal and losing the fight. Yeah, you're staggering, Matt. Just die on cart.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, they have really bad target focus. I think you gave the Genji ult and Winston was close already, but you gave him ult too. Okay, so we're even. What can we do here? We have Nano. Yeah, okay, so let's talk something else. There's no way even like an Overwatch League team could use this time frame to plan a team fight, right? And Cart was all the way over here, and we staggered for so long that it's now here. Right? It's not possible for someone to plan a team fight in this length of time. That's the importance of a team fight, right? What it means is that we all commit to the plan. We either win the fight or we either all die doing it, right? Like if you can get out, nice, get out. You got out, but we gave them all this cart space, and it took so long for us to do it that there's no chance that we can get a good recontest. Like we have the numbers to do it, but there's no way we had a plan for this, right? I wouldn't be able to come up with a plan for this. You guys had all the time in the world to come up with a plan for this, and that's what happened, right? So it's really important to commit to the fight because look at how much staggering you just did. Like this, no shot whatsoever. And like into their ult economy, I'd be amazed if you won this. It's literally what this is about is a mechanical difference. If you win this fight, it's just because you're mechanically better than them. But that's not what Overwatch is about. Overwatch and scrims is a team game, so plan for team fights, right?
The payload is
Wait
approaching
for
its
it.
Good
destination.
touch. Good pulls. Oh, they look different on my
Cool.
screen.
I'm surprised that we could do this.
We're
Like,
nanoing
went under the
Monkey.
DM.
Monkey has jump. Okay. Okay. Yeah, looks winnable. Who's the target here? Who do we go on?
I think I called Tracer.
Tracer?
Yeah, just
Okay.
because she was close in the like group.
She's
near
gonna
her.
be out in 2 seconds. So now
Sure.
what? Now who do we go on?
Diva.
Okay.
Oh wait, we have Nanomonkey. I didn't even realize that. Oh, I guess we did focus Diva.
Not anymore. Sash.
Yeah, I guess probably try to collapse on one of their healers at that point.
So the issue with this is that sorry, I had to burp. The issue with this is that was winnable, but we didn't call targets. And if we called targets, we didn't follow the call, right? Everyone was doing a million different things. Like we had some people shooting a tracer over here, and then we had some people over here shooting people way over here, right? And then we had a Winston without a bubble, anti-nanoed, but sat on cart, right? So yeah, no target focus. That's bad. Down two. Oh. Perfect. Nice bash though. It's pretty clean. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of fight planning. Now, here's the thing. Fight planning on defense is easier than fight planning on attack, right? Because you can pick when and where you want to take the engagement, at least from the neutral, right? It's easy to snowball on defense, or it's easier to snowball on defense. This is going to take forever, isn't it?
Ready for battle. Ready for ready.
Okay, nice, good. Cool.
Ready for battle.
All right, double bubble, perfect. Into Ash Torb. All right, let's talk something. What does Torb do in this comp?
Poke out any kind of dive.
Counter monkey.
Yeah.
That's what he do.
Keep going.
He
What
can
else?
he can control multiple lanes at once with his turret.
Yes, yeah. Who here wants to play for lane control?
Ash. Right.
Try again.
On our team? Oh. On whose team? I don't know.
DPS.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, our Sombra and Tracer want lane control here.
Oh.
So this soft counters 2 of our DPS, right? Positioning wise. So we need to either poke out the turret, take positioning that disallows the turret to be on the flank, right? Or swap. Now, how would we take positioning to avoid the turret?
Probably try to go far right on the
Far right, this way?
Yeah, that lane.
No, you'll die in rotation over here.
Oh, okay.
So
Just go top left through the cave. That's it, and then we just take it over.
I take bottom actually, but yeah.
I think that.
So I would send Monkey over here. You can have Sombra like walk up here, just technically like wait while invisible here, and then you can have Tracer like double blink, triple blink, and then all 3 of you converge on this point, right? Like the thing is that the map hasn't even started yet. Marvin's issues. This was in my scrim. I don't know why it's showing that. It's funny. Yeah, so like this is how I would set up to play for lane control here, but like there's no way you know this positioning right off the bat. So the first thing you do is scout, figure out what's going on, right? But this is going to be a tougher composition to play into, just because you're a little bit countered, soft countered, but a little bit countered. 20 seconds, too much, right? Of course.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Nice, okay,
Stop
okay.
the payload.
And what do you see? You don't even look? You don't even look. Perfect, you don't even look. Alright, cool, never mind. We're going in this blind. Not sure about that one.
Sad.
Alright, you are 0 for 2 on first fight. And you have gotten picked twice in neutral. Winston's tough. You really gotta play slow. You gotta play to keep your life and play to maintain living. You know, it's tough. Like, and that's why dive is tough, because you need to coordinate. So like, let's say I'm assuming when you jumped here, you were trying to jump there. That's just my assumption. If you're doing that, you need to do this in conjunction with your Tracer and Sombra, right? Otherwise, you're just feeding into 5 or 4 people, right? Does that make sense, Nick?
It does, yes. I had my mic off for no reason, my bad. Yeah, it makes sense. I've done dive before. I just forget to call out things sometimes, and I think I forget to call
It's not
out.
only that, but what I tell
Wait for my DPS, right?
what I tell my main tank to do is ask who can converge with him, right? If he only hears one person, not worth it. Don't do it. You're not going to
Okay.
get enough value out of 2 people diving 4 people. Wait for a better engagement like 3 or a 4v4, right? And
Okay.
you only soft dive. There's no way into an Orisa and Torb you win this, right? And BAP, you know.
Right.
Okay, good. Yuso, you have no idea what's going on right now. And I can tell because you're playing main. good. Nice. Yeah, okay, what do we do now? And I want anyone that isn't Nick to answer, because he's dead.
Probably just pull out and wait for him.
Okay. So the correct term is to play slow. And what that
Play
means
slow. Okay.
is just you're at a resource disadvantage right now because you're down one person, right? And they have positioning, they have abilities. I mean, they just used halt, right? But you used bubbles. So you're down in resources. What playing slow means is play until your resource is ahead or neutral, right? So in this case, you guys would need to survive like dynamite coming out, rock coming out, and like shift coming out in order to be able to take an engagement here if your Winston's still down, right? And that's not going to happen, right? There's no way you pressure this out with like Tracer Sombra just here, right? And a Zarya on point like that. It's just not going to happen, right? So playing slow is the call, and the way you do that is like you can be here, you can have these two here. It's really bad to have these take the same angle in this composition. It's not always true. Like if you're playing Winston Diva or Wrecking Ball Diva, then these two can take the same angle. But in this specific instance, it's bad. So yeah, what I would like to see is Sombra still playing over here, right? I know you translocated, or she translocated, but like you would still want control of the off angle, right? So you look to set up for your dive in this case, right? Play slow, take positioning if it's given to you for free, like this is free, right? Take it. This is like you already own this, but keep it. Keep it with Ana and Brig, and then Zarya can play here, right? Out of LOS, you got to be afraid of halt, but the cooldown's like long enough, and your Ana Brig can heal you that you should be fine. But
They
yeah,
buffed the cooldown.
yeah, it's like 6 seconds now. But like
Yeah.
the first one you can bubble, the second one you can get healed through, like naded. Yeah, you don't have bubbled. Oh, you do. Okay. Yeah, I guess you can do this. Good. I like that from Zarya. Nice nade. This is a win condition. Who's in position to capitalize on this? Because I know my man Nick is gonna jump in this the second he can.
I don't think
We're
we even
setting
call
up
it
for
DLT.
Sigma.
I'm not sure. I don't remember it.
It looks like we're going after Sigma here.
Yeah, I think we went to the sig.
Okay, this is what's going on. Yuso is tunneled on Zen. Sombra just translocated out. Our Ana is screaming about this nade, but Nick sees this. So what I'm expecting to see is that because Sombra is closer to here, Sombra is going to go here. USO is either going to die here or have to recall out. Zarya is going to touch point, and Winston's probably going to go over here, and we're going to accomplish nothing. Nice. I like this. Yeah, classic. Cool. Great. So what should we have done instead?
Actually done shit as a team.
Yeah. Probably engage on the anti faster when we saw it.
So if we engage on this anti here, we get off angled here, right?
Yeah.
We still
Yeah,
need
they
to
also have
deal with this
I-field.
turret. So what I would like to have seen is I think Tracer needs to play for this angle and Sombra needs to play for this angle just because of the fact that Sombra can walk here or I guess Sombra could walk up here too, doesn't really matter. But we really need to dive this. You don't need to get kills here. I mean, you probably will, or you'll force out ammo like around here. But dive this area, force them to like play differently. Like if they play here, great. Kill the people here, you know? Take positioning with this. Sag. Sag. Pog. We got the fucking turret. Took us a minute, but we got it. Sag. Alright, cool. This is lost.
Get caught out.
So we're dying. Yeah, just get out. Like, if you can't die on cart, get out. Right.
I think after this fight, we started communicating a little bit better.
Wonderful. Yeah, this looks good. I like this. Okay, so we're definitely setting up to dive mechanic here. Yeah, based on Sombra coming over here, Winston coming over here, it looks like we're setting up for nade. Oh, we swapped to junk. Does that make sense? No, not really. Whatever. Where is Zarya? Oh, respawning. Okay. Yeah, look at Sombra just waiting for us to do something, you know? Like, she's in position. This is a good engagement. We're going for nano on this.
I was just trying to distract.
So it's a bit more complicated, but this is a decent split dive. Now, this is terrible. 1, you're not in a position to do anything. You're too far away. And 3, this is like you have no compositional synergy with this comp, right? They're playing a spam comp with these two, this and the actually. Let me rephrase. They're playing a spam comp, you're playing a spam character, but you can't get value on any of this. I'm guessing you're probably thinking you need to contest the shields, but you don't. Just play around them. If Winston got nanoed here, Sombra was here, and Tracer was like here-ish, Zarya Brig here, with Ana having LOS here, this is okay. What I don't like about this is that we would be taking a 4v4 and a 2v2, right? Oops. With the exception that we're investing nano, so we should have a resource advantage, right? But even worse than that, we're not. We're taking a 3v4 with nano and a 2v2, right? We are at a disadvantage here because, like, I'm not going to embarrass you, Yuso, but you're not going to get any value here, right? So this is awkward, but you know, it looks a lot better than it did previously.
Feeling.
Oh, too fast. You get ammo out, nice. That's funny. So the BAP made the decision to ammo these people instead of keeping Arissa alive. But we trade 1 for 1. Okay, so we've forced this as a... We've taken a 3v2 here, which is good. And now we're in a 2v3 over here, which isn't good. And there's a shield in the way of the Sombra. But the Sombra should be able to get out. So what I'm expecting to see is we clean up this, and then we look to clean up this, right? As long as Sombra can get out. Nice. Vulcan, you need to run for your life. Sag. That's a terrible ult. Did you just put 3 of these in here? Nice, perfect. Okay, that's weird. Are you gonna jump out? Let's watch this.
I kind of just chill there because they just stop shooting at me. So
Yeah.
I just shoot over.
I mean, yeah, I guess into an Ashe might not be the best move to jump out, but okay. So I like this positioning from you, Vulcan. Unfortunately, it's temporary positioning just because of the nature of us being down monkey. If we were able to soft dive this, like if Sombra hadn't died mostly, then this would be really good. This would be like prime positioning. You're gonna have to play in here though, because you know there's a lot of things looking at you right now. Zarya on point. I don't like the Zarya on point here. What should be on point is a Tracer, but we're on junk. So, yeah. Whatever. Welcome back to the fight, monkey.
No, Anna.
Yeah, so look at how easy it was for them to just reclaim that high ground. And we
Yeah.
know a turret's about to go down here, for sure. Yuso, a better swap in this situation would have been Kree or Ash here, instead of the junk, so that you could have the ability to like poke out the turret wherever it is. A little bit of hit scan counters Torb. Just so you know. Like Kree is fine, Ash is okay.
Bob, do something.
They're over-ulting. Cool. So this is lost, but we got a lot out of him, right? Namely, positioning, right? Like the Torb's here, but he can't hold this by himself, right? We got Bob out of them. We got Core out of them. We have EMP, which we need to counter Trance with, right? So this is winnable. This looks good. I like this. Winston needs to get out, though. He's dead. Sag. That's feeding, right? That's one of those cases of either get out or die on cart, and you did neither.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, good. We're contesting this angle. I like that. We're not sending enough people over there, or we're not coordinating when it should be done, right? Because Sombra's not in position for this at all.
A little premature engagement.
A little, yeah. Oh my god, terrifying.
Yeah.
You're dead. Yeah. Okay. This is lost. Oh, if Sombra picks Zen here, this would be so clean.
Oh, it's spy checking.
Yeah.
60 seconds remaining.
We got the turret. It's lucky.
That
Yeah,
Ash
okay.
is just able to take that positioning down.
So obviously we're gonna EMP this, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure. So we've been holding it for so long. Are we gonna grab in this?
No, I don't think so.
Good. Why should we not grab in this?
Because EMP by itself can be a win condition, especially if we pick Zen before he can trance.
Primary ults and secondary ults, right? In Double Bubble, there's two primary ults, Grav and EMP. What this means is that they're typically going to be our win condition if we have them, right? If we invest both of them into a fight, it better be for a really good reason. It better be because the enemy also invested a primary ult, or they invested two primary ults as well, right? If they invest like 3 secondary ults and we invest 2 primary ults, that's bad, right? You want to avoid as much as possible investing 2 primary ults, right? And I'll actually show you a situation if we have time. It's getting kind of late, so we might not. When we should have invested a second primary ult and we didn't, and we lost because of it. But it's very, very rare to do this. Secondary ults, you can yeet for the most part. Like, you know, if we're running Sombra Tracer, Grav Pulse is a combo, and Nano EMP is a combo. Honestly, Dead Optics disagrees with me about this. So if he tells you differently, listen to him. But this is what I'm saying. Like, these are good secondary ults that can pair with these primary ults, and then all you're left with is these two. Well, these two are really good for stall, right? You can build ults while these are going up. You can stall to build ult, and then you get one, and then you can win a fight with it, right? That's kind of how we design it. So you should have like 3 fights, right? Well, I guess 4, right? So neutral, EMP, Grav, stall, and then your 5th fight is whatever is left after this, right? So we're gonna EMP here, right? We need to worry about this, and we need to worry about ammo, right? How do we take a team fight if Sig Torb or Sig Turret and Zen are playing over here, and then the rest of the core with Orisa, Ash, Bap, and Torb are playing over here. How do we take a team fight with this? We're EMPing.
I
First,
think
let's just straight up say Sombra's here. Or is she here? Let's determine
She's on
this.
the left side.
Where are we
I think
She's on
EMPing?
Sombra's-
the Torb Zen. I mean, yeah. I mean, not Torb, but the what's it called? The
Sigma?
Sigma Zen. Yeah.
no, I think Sigma Zen.
Okay.
Zen has the most important ult here.
So then how do we take
Sigma.
a team fight for this?
We get Monkey into position to capitalize off of that.
Where? Where do you want to?
I go on gas. I wait until bubble. I go into bubble, and then I bubble to what's it called? Keep the space, and I try to focus on the Baptiste to mess up his immort, which I think I do anyways, but I die in the process.
Okay. Where does Zarya go?
Sorry, my friend was talking to me. What were you saying? My bad.
If we're gonna EMP over here, Winston's jumping here. Where does Zarya
Okay.
go?
To the top. Yeah, that area.
Okay. What does Anna and Brig do?
Follow the Zarya.
Stay over here.
Or Anna can stay in the yeah.
If we're investing Grav, Brig has an easier time of brawling into Grav, but if we're investing EMP, because of the nature of Immo and Trance and them playing split, Brig might feed by doing that. So I would keep Brig over here. Now what's left? We have Junk. Where does Junk play?
Anywhere he can spam. Probably top left from your cursor. Top right, either one.
Junk here, you're thinking?
Yeah.
Like this little platform?
I
Yeah,
think
that's what I
with
was thinking.
Zarya.
With Zarya?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. How would this look? How do you think?
I think Winston's gonna feed.
Yeah, Winston's dead for sure, right? What's next? Okay, these two are next. They're dead.
Yep.
What happens over
Yeah.
here?
Get staggered, or if we EMP, probably just get picked one person.
Yeah, no, we kill them. We clean this up. We
Okay.
EMP'd here, right?
Yeah.
So we have a Junk, a Zarya, and a Sombra here. Or maybe Junk's over here, it doesn't really matter. We're down 3. Is this a one fight or a lost fight?
Lost.
Yeah. So I would actually say this is not the area you EMP. I would put the EMP here. Why can you get away with the EMP over here?
Because of how far the Zen is split.
Yeah, exactly, right? They're gonna have to immo this, right? Like don't worry, they'll trance this, right? But he's gonna fucking book it from here, try to make this jump, fail 3 times, and then go over here, right? And everyone's gonna be dead by the time he makes it over here. He's so out of position right now. And if you EMP here, you EMP the BAP and they can't immo, right?
Yeah.
So then
okay,
instead, how would we set up this fight? And I'll clean it up a little bit for us.
So yeah, EMP on the cornerstone building like you're talking about. Have Monkey jump on the bottom part, the like lower part, so that he can cut off the retreat from them trying to get to the trance.
You want him
if they
here?
do. Yes, while I bubble
So
from
you come from here.
Yeah, and then I bubble him while he's landing there while the EMP goes off.
I would say Winston lands here, and then, you can have the option of walking these ways.
Okay.
Where do you go as Zarya?
I was still thinking of like being on the high ground, so they could bubble Winston when he's jumping in.
Okay. So we want Winston here. We want
Yeah.
Zarya here. What am I missing? Anna Brig. Where are they?
Yeah. Probably Anna where I am as well, so that they can see the Monkey in the position that
Good
he's
old
jumping.
Zab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Junk?
Junk can be the same spot that I was saying before. Either one of those
Nope.
spots.
Try
just so
again.
that he can get spam. Maybe the mega low ground.
Try again.
Yeah, I have no idea. I guess far main.
Yeah. You wanna set up some off angles, right? So like if Winston's here, this is technically the same line of sight, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to try to off angle them a little bit, right? And I
Okay,
mean,
yeah, so-
realistically, these people are gonna go clean up this, right?
Okay.
But you still want to have the option of off angling.
Yeah, we split the team into two. Put
Yep.
pressure on the right. Junk put pressure on the left while they try to retreat.
Yeah. So this would be a really good fight plan, right? And how would you say this, right? So like we're currently all respawning, we're walking back, so we have all the time in the world. How would you say concisely this is our plan?
I think this is the biggest problem for me personally trying to fight plan is that like I don't know the like keywords or the way to word it.
The location calls?
Yeah, location calls and whatnot. I mean, this is pretty much my first VOD review, so I just to say this, I guess
So
I could say
I'll
Zab
help
if I
you out.
knew. Yeah,
This is
yeah.
going to be called gas.
Okay.
And if we're facing this way, this would be top left. Top left. This is coast. Mega is right here, right? But that's inside. I called this sign. This is also sign, but it's not really that important. And then like cave system, right? So how would you, and there's another cave here, but it's not relevant right now. So how would you convey this?
I would say monkey jump gas while Zarya on a brig push top left. EMP
Be
on
more
gas.
concise. Yeah. So start off with we're gonna EMP.
first.
We're gonna EMP gas. Winston's gonna jump it. Junk plays main. Like I mean, okay. So technically, you don't need to tell your teammates where to position from. That should like if Yuso hears we're gonna EMP on gas and he hears that the core, this is going to be called the core is going to push cave and push the sig and zen, he should know to try to get an off angle in and come from this, right? If he was on tracer, right, he would just play here, blink around and do this, right? But he's on junk, so he can off angle from this direction, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the way I would convey this is, okay, they have trance, but they're playing split. We'll send core top left. We will EMP gas station with Winston, and tell me when you're ready, Sombra. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Then when Sombra says she's ready, she's in position. We'll say she's right here. The core is in here. She'll say, okay, 3, 2, 1, EMP. She'll EMP. You guys will push out. Clean up over here, and then Winston will jump in. Right? Maybe we throw in a nano if we need it, if we want it. Right? Whatever works,
Sure. Yeah. That sounds good.
That's kind of how I would like set up a team fight. Now, what's even better than this is how fast it goes, and I'll show you. All right, I'm gonna go back even further. This is the fight before. Down 2, fights lost. Okay, they have trans, bongo, flux. We have nano EMP. We're close to grav. Let's EMP on gas. Let's send core top left, and tell me when you're ready, Sombra. Now we can talk. Right, we have all this time in the world. Like, how's your day going? What'd you eat for lunch? Sombra's like, I'm in position. We're like, okay, can we push out soon? No, guess not. Then you can take a fight, right? That's kind of how fast that stuff goes. You should have a lot of downtime, right? Like, what you need is the status call. Is the fight won, lost, or winnable, right? If it's called lost or won, then you still start ult tracking, right? With the ults in mind, you can come up with a plan around what they have, right? Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It should be quick, right? So a fight should take about 30 seconds, depending on the composition. Double bubble is typically 30 seconds to 45 seconds long for a team fight. You should have around 30 seconds of downtime. But the catch is that if you have the the fight status being called, you actually get like overlap. You get like another 15 seconds. You have like 45 seconds to plan, and you're still like wiping up, right? Whether that's cleaning them up or dying, right?
Okay,
So there
yeah.
should be some overlap, right? When the status caller says like this is 1, we're alt tracking, right? Like people are saying like, okay, they have trans 6, you know, stuff like that. Like that's still going on, right?
Yes.
It,
Okay.
It's chaotic, but those should overlap. Okay, with Nano Monkey in, Torb should die.
Feeling powerful.
Where is Sombra? Okay.
She's still waiting for an opportunity.
We didn't need Primal here.
Yeah.
30 seconds remaining.
Nice mechanics. I don't know why they tranced, but alright,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, so this
We pushed them all in, and we didn't keep control of Keystone.
We didn't need to, right? So we primaled for space. We earned this spot. Now we can off angle them, right? And we still have EMP. We have Grav. Like we can still fight this out. Like I'm guessing we're probably gonna EMP around here or maybe from down here, right?
Yeah.
We forced trance out of them too, which is pretty big.
Did we build an entire Rip Tower while we were waiting for EMP?
Maybe.
Probably.
Where's Bap? Nice, he got EMP'd. Okay. We EMP'd the Sigma. This is really winnable. Okay. What I like about this, and I know this guy isn't on your team, but we EMP'd the BAP, so there's not going to be an MO. We canceled the Flux. They have Bongo on high ground, but we have the angles to deal with them, because someone was over here. Oh, it was Ana. Oh, Ana's dead. Oh yeah, Ana's dead for sure. Rip you.
A flanking turret.
And Torb and a Bongo.
Yeah.
You're dead. But this is still winnable, right? So we're committing. Good. I like that. Where is... Am I blind? Oh, you're in the bubble. Okay. Focusing down that. Okay. Okay. Jeez, I'm watching this. There's no way we're not watching this. Fucking get him. Let's go. Yeah! Yeah! Nice. Beautiful. Nice, they bobbed. This fight's won by you guys, by the way. Right now, you're just in cleanup phase, and they invested an ult into it.
They invested 2.
They invested an ult into a fight that was already won. Or already lost, rather. When they molten cored, it was still technically winnable. Even though we got like a really big EMP, it was still technically winnable. Good hack. Nice.
Oh my god, she went flying.
Yeah. Nice trap, USO. USO. Is it USO or USO?
Uso?
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Nice swap. Was unnecessary. You lost all charge for that. You were scared, so I get it. How do we set up a fight here? Actually, let's figure out where they're playing first. We need that scouting information. Oh, Sombra fed. Unlucky. Okay. Let's pretend that Monkey was still... I don't remember where you jumped from. One of these two. It doesn't matter. Monkey was over here. Not here. What's our plan? What do we set up for?
I was trying to get that high ground.
Yeah?
Securing it.
Yeah. I mean, you're by yourself. Well,
yeah.
Kind of.
I didn't realize I was. I was also trying to scout.
Yeah. Let Sombra do the scouting, because she can do it for free.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Alright, so what's our plan here? How do we take a team fight? Right. First thing, let's all track. What do they have?
Window and close to Flux.
Okay. So what I would say is they can build window this fight, they'll have Flux for next fight. They unless this is a really long fight, they shouldn't get Flux, right? So How would you counter this?
Make sure that we're in positions for cover if window goes down. We're not grouped, so we don't get bursted immediately.
Okay.
We want the fight to be over fast so
Yes.
that they can't build window.
Yeah. Okay.
So that they can't build flux. They're gonna build window. BAP charges
Oh,
really
okay.
quickly. So how would you prevent them from building flux? Yuso, I want an
killing
answer
it for
from you.
one.
Don't take poke. I'm
I
not
want
sure.
an answer from Yuso. Yuso, how do you prevent them from building flux? This is your time to shine. The moment we've been waiting for.
Fuck, hold on, I'm tired. Prevent them from building flux. 50%. Tire him.
Yeah. Solo ult him. For sure. Yeah. So how would we set up? Right. So what we should be doing is we should be ult tracking, right? So we should know that they're going to be close to a window. They're going to be like around 50 to flux. Maybe we would estimate 60 because it was a kind of long fight and he got EMP'd. We want to prevent this from happening. We're going to have to accept this, right? So the way we do this is by taking angles, right? So generally they're playing around here, here, and here. We can set up positioning around this, right? We can look to swarm them, right? Winston, ideally you want to land somewhere around here so that you have the option of going in either of these directions, right? You want it, so this is going to sound weird. You want to be positioned so that this is an opportunity to land, because if you're able to land here, you're able to land anywhere, right? And so how this would look, you can go here, you'll be able to jump this, you'll be able to jump this, and you'll be able to jump this. Or you might have to jump to here. But right, this is the central location for their scouting or their positioning that we've scouted. So we're looking to have Winston around here, right? Zarya wants to get into the fray, so we want to get Zarya. I actually don't like your positioning here. I would send you Mechanic, right? If you had the time to make it here, you would also have the time to really realistically make it here by walking through this on the previous fight, right?
Okay.
Basically, in the time it took for you to get like here, it would have been equidistant for you to get like here, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So Winston, Zarya, who stays point?
Probably Brig Ana, or at least Ana.
Definitely Brig. Why definitely Brig?
Because she doesn't have as much healing potential. Oh, ult
She
charge.
can
Yeah.
protect herself better than Ana can.
It's about
Ana
ult
gets more
charge.
value from angles.
It's about ult charge, right? Ana's.
Mhm.
It's more likely that Ana's gonna get ult this fight, so we want her to push up. Where would be a good place for Ana to play? I'll give you one wrong answer.
Probably auto.
Yeah, auto. Yeah, correct. There's no way you live if you go over here, right? You can't get up here.
Yeah.
You can't play main, so the only answer is auto, right? So you would go with your Zarya. And that's just because, like, the Brig's not going to build ult this fight or next, right? So might as well give the Ana a chance to, like, be in position if we need an ult. Might as well set her up to do it. All that's left is Sombra, but she's scouting, right? It doesn't really matter where she plays. Like, she can be anywhere. It doesn't matter as long as she's in position. But generally, our kill box is around here. And I say here because of this ramp, right? These two, or these people might drop off down here. And this Hanzo won't have good LOS until he forces himself here, right? So this is kind of a hard fight. It's generally hard to take Keystone, but we have snowball potential here. So we'll see how this goes. Zarya gets scouted. Do you have personal? Good. You should be screaming for help right now.
Yeah. I was disengaging.
Good. Their Sigma
I didn't see his bubble.
It's a decent bubble. The Sigma is out of position here. No one called him. You didn't need to jump that. Why did you jump that?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, fair enough.
I was
Nice.
getting low.
Yeah. So I like that you took space here. This is good, right? We don't want to let them have this for free. What I don't like about this is that we have absolutely no off angles, right? It's literally just us versus the world, right? Like they should kill our monkey here because he doesn't have primal. He already got bubbled. I know we already packed early. We don't have nano, and we don't have enough time to get a nade in here. So monkey's probably dead. Nice.
Guys, I gotta go. So, yeah, if you have the video, just send it somewhere in the chat later.
Sure, can do.
But okay, thank you. Later. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, so we kind of gave up our positioning here. And I can tell just based on our coordination, there's no plan going on. So at this point, we've actually built up another win condition. We've taken so long to do it, and we have a pick, right? So we can play slow, play for a nano, and then EMP late if we need it, right? We can just straight up nano here, select a target, go on it. If enough people can go on the target, they should die, right? Like we can nano Winston on a target that Zarya can get to, Sombra will be able to get there too. Zarya backed up, that's unlucky. Good. Okay, so we're even, but we're nanoed.
Feeling power.
This is nice. Yeah, Matt, that's okay. Oh, I'm excited. Perfect. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Alright. How do we plan for this fight?
I was calling out positioning to be able to counter the different entrances. So I was calling for someone to watch far left.
Do we ult into this?
I don't think we did, or I didn't think I
Should
called
we
for
ult into
either.
this?
Probably EMP to secure it, but the payload's really close if we had 3 on point.
So because of the rate of how we got kills, they're going to be super staggered, right? So if they contest this, which they shouldn't, we don't need to ult into this. So we should take a dry fight here, right? What would be nice is getting ults out of them, but they're probably just going to run in, die on point, like as one after the other until they realize, hey, that was a bad idea, right? Or they're just going to give this up, right? So for capturing this, there's no reason that we should ult into this, especially because this Sigma's about to die, right? Even staggered. These two got staggered pretty late. Like we already had 2, you know? We shouldn't need ults for this. So a team fight here would be pretty simple, right? You can set up. Wait, where's Sombra?
They might have translocated. Oh, they're coming from spawn.
Yeah, that's right. She got picked first. Okay, so I would set up core on point, good old Zab, and then have Yuso create an off angle somewhere, right? A decent off angle location could be like here, right? You're not gonna have too much fall off here. Here is really nice, but you might run into LOS issues with your healer. So this is probably like the safest place because you can back up, or you can go like in here and rotate around. Another good location is actually like out here and then mid-fight rotate to here. But this is you're probably not going to be able to reach this unless you had speed, which you don't. So we'll see how this goes. They should just give this up. Oh, if they do contest, where does Ana break play, right? So obviously Zarya is going to play point. Maybe Kree is going to be here. Sombra's back. She'll probably play point. Where does Ana break play?
Far left, where the brig is right now. A little bit further back.
No, I think the stairs.
The stairs.
Right here. Yeah, right here. So like, you can walk down here, peek a little bit. Sometimes you can like rotate here if you have enough time. You know, Brig has the option of dropping and playing point, right? But yeah, here's a pretty safe location to play. It doesn't look like they'll be able to contest this though, so I'm just gonna skip forward. Yeah,
The
perfect.
payload
Okay,
has reached
so
the checkpoint.
this point is actually hard to break. This is a really difficult thing, but we're actually up in ult economy because we have 2 win conditions going into this, and they have like 1.5, right? So this should be really winnable. I would try to EMP this first because they're close to trance, right? Grav is kind of scary into window because like what Grav is really good at, or sorry, what window is really good at is picking people while they're in rotation. And if we Grav, people are going to be in rotation to follow up on Grav, so there's like a chance that we lose follow up into it. But you know, there's still a chance. Okay. So we don't own this. We didn't really have the option to because Winston got pressured out. Where is Sombra yet again? Okay, she's going for this. Good. Yeah, this looks okay. What's your energy? Low. Okay. I don't like you going up here, Zarya.
Okay.
Because if we're playing for EMP, we want Sombra to be on the angle alone. There's not much reason for these two to play together. You don't really have synergy together. I think you're going to contest the Hanzo, but you don't need to, right? We can easily have Monkey, or could have had Monkey, soft dive this with a bubble, then his own bubble. We EMP here, and he can just drop down and clean up, right?
Okay.
These 3 are so far out of position that honestly, we could probably just EMP this and kill them.
I'm not.
Yeah, Sombra's going for like the 4-man, 5-man EMP. Doesn't need to. Are we primaling this?
Apagando las luces.
Good. Zen should die. Zen should die. Okay. Yeah. So again, you had a ringer or a trial, whatever. They didn't coordinate where they were EMPing, so we have a lot of people not able to follow up on it, right? Like Brig tried her best. Zarya had to commit a lot to get into this, and this cleanup is
Yeah.
clean, to say the least. Yeah. Okay, this is actually winnable for them. They can still fight this. Definitely winnable for them.
Oh yeah.
Still winnable. We need like the reason why this is winnable is because of these 4, right? Like trance doesn't matter. We already EMP'd, right? High noon doesn't really matter. It's not a big ultimate. But the flex is what I'm scared about. I don't like this primal. We don't really get much out of this. What I'm imagining you're seeing is this icon. And you're like, oh fuck, right? No, you can just stay here and wait for the cart to push up and let them try to do something, right? Like we need to play for Grav here, and primaling them makes it harder for us to build Grav, especially because he died, right? We already EMP'd, right? So we need to clean this up cleanly. Primaling isn't the answer. Brig isn't ready to follow up. Sombra isn't ready to follow up. Anna's not ready to follow up. And there's no way Junk is ready to follow up. So I don't like this primal. You know, if you're primaling them in towards main, maybe, but you're not. Anti-feed. Nice. Do you get out? Okay. You fed a lot of health, though. You could have gotten out sooner. But we do get a lot of cart progress.
Damn it.
I think I called out that they're gonna bongo here as well.
Oh yeah, because of her positioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you just got your bubble pressured out when they're when we know they have flux.
Yeah. Yeah. He started.
It's time.
Oh. You dead for this? Oh, nice. You're not. Oh. Pain.
The payload is approaching its
Then I
destination.
think
Alright.
I called disengage here.
Yeah, good. This is lost, so we need to back out. Play for another fight. Right, we have time. They're coming up on a lot. They used these three. They have these three. We have Grav. We have Nade. Okay, our play here is to grab these two, if possible. Maybe any of these are good grab targets. Consulting, eat.
Yeah.
We need to nade it because of trance, and we need to focus fire the ammo out. Right. We can nano Winston into this, or we might be able to nano Sombra to build EMP and clean up with EMP. EMP after trance, at least.
Yeah. In mid fight, if they don't die.
Yep. We could also send Rally into Grav, but you'd probably die. Scouting. Okay, just based on the positioning, there's going to be 2 fights left, so we need to save some ults for last fight. Good soft dive. Terrible window,
Yeah, I saw
but we
that.
nanoed.
That's really good.
Yeah, just walk through this. Sure.
Making.
Oh.
Our DPS are in good positions.
My god, that's terrifying. Don't do that.
Oh.
That should have been eaten. Shame on him. Shame on you. Are they actually going to get LOS by this platform? God, I would love that.
60 seconds
Good
remaining.
nade. Yeah.
Huge.
Where's the
Yeah.
ammo
Yeah.
down there?
Yeah, I was thinking like being able to have it with the double shields, having it like on the pillar there would have been the best.
I think I would have grabbed here.
Underneath.
Yeah. Less chance of it being eaten. He can't eat through walls.
Yeah.
His hitbox isn't long enough for that. And
Monkey was already there.
you want to grab like max 4 people, ideally 2 people, because you still want to be able to build alt charge off of the remaining people, right? So
Yeah, okay.
if you grab 6 and you kill 6, you're at 0, right?
I never thought about that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's not a bad grav. It's just terrifying because it could have been eaten.
Yeah.
Should have been eaten.
Whoa, that's a weird dragon. A protective dragon.
Zoning
I
dragon?
was standing in it. Okay.
Should die for that. Zen. Nope, Zen lives. Good
Wow.
primal. Does he die now? No, probably not. What the hell? Good luck, Vulcan.
It's time.
Looks like it's the last fight. Yeah, okay, so let's back up. What would have been better? Okay. We nano. It's kind of fine. Monkey's gonna build prime off of this, so I think this is an okay nano. It's like a little too
Like-
soon, but you can make the argument that you wouldn't have the LOS for like it to be prime, so it's okay. It's good enough. The grav.
Огонь по готовности.
Okay. And then nade is this.
I'm moving the payload. Fall in with me.
Okay.
60 seconds remaining.
Oh, you almost died of the window. I see. That's where I went wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have the focus fire to like deal with this. What it looks like is happening is no one's calling a target in Grav, because like I see Winston was just cleaving in here and then he dropped, and now this is the only target he can reach, so he's on this. I see Zarya just vaguely shooting at the Sigma or the Orisa maybe. I see Sombra looking at one of these
The
two,
Sig looks like.
or one of these three, I guess.
Yeah.
Zanbappa right here.
They're one now.
Wait.
Sig, like one of those three.
They are
Sombra's on.
transcendent.
Yeah, and then like Yuso's just going for cleave damage. I think there's just not a lot of focus fire. So first off, the right target is someone that's antied, right? The only people that's antied are the tanks, and Orisa's not in Grav, right? So the target here should be Sigma. Winston probably can't get to Sigma. You would need to come out here and look up, but you probably can't reach it without like jumping a little bit. And you'll probably die to Orisa.
Yeah, he's already 1 HP.
Yeah. Good shield. Good job backing up, Brig.
Wow.
Yeah, good on the Kree. Okay. Yeah, so Winston, it's good that you jumped on Zen here, but you LOS'd all of your healing. So this is why Primal gets forced out of you, because you can't get healed fast enough. Zarya, you die to the dragon, then get finished by that. He dies over here. I wonder if you know about this. Vulcan, you shouldn't have died here, or you shouldn't have gotten in this duel here, because you should scout the Hanzo there. It's not necessarily your job to contest it, but you should say that he's there. Yeah. Good. Just walk through the shield, don't shoot it. Good. Yeah, just it kind of devolved, right? So we went for the Grav. It was in an awkward place. We weren't really able to focus fire our target down, so they lived through an anti-trance, which was our win condition. It looked like just focus fire was off. So in Grav, call who you're shooting, right? Very important. You like, I think 3 people were just going for cleave damage, Zarya probably included.
Yeah,
and no one died, right? Because Yuso could only hit people that were over here. Winston could only hit people that were over here. Zarya was going for like cleave right here. The only person really with focus fire was the Sombra over here, but she was looking at a trance, right? So she had to go Sig, and Sig didn't die, or didn't die fast enough. Yeah, we didn't get value out of the Brig there, but that's just by nature of it being a sensitive Grav. Like, it's just in an awkward place. Not that it was a bad place, it's just an awkward place, right? Okay.
They committed all their ults.
Yep. So,
30 seconds
this is
remaining.
winnable. Right. Only thing we're worried about is if they can build a trance, but we have EMPs, so they shouldn't. We swapped to Diva here. Is that a good call?
I was trying to see if I could secure some of the high ground with this next push. Because of spam.
I guess it's alright. Yeah, I guess it's alright. My only concern about this is how well we're going to be able to escort our Winston in to the EMP. But I guess we'll see. Decent rally. Yeah, I like this rally because They have no ult economy. There's no way you get punished for this, right? They don't have like a nade or something, so we're just gonna have armor going into this fight, which is good.
Yeah.
So this is a good ult. We can even play slow here.
10
Yeah, that's
seconds
fine.
remaining.
Hanzo flanking. It's a huge EMP.
Yeah.
I should just pull off as the monkey left, I guess.
Again, just not enough focus fire.
Okay.
I think like so we got a huge EMP, right? But Sombra gets pressured out, like she's dead, right?
Yeah. Translocator right there.
Obviously Winston's dead. We can go for EMP tire, that's like a fine combo. But we have to be very careful about the direction that tire comes from. Like they're just gonna be looking down main, and so tire came from main, so it got broken. It needs to come from an off angle, right? If we're pressuring up here, you know, you can take this angle, or you can take this angle and then like just explode here, right? There's an argument that you can go in here and like tire someone that wasn't EMP'd over here. But yeah, we just didn't have follow up for this EMP. Like it was a good EMP, but we didn't have any follow up for it. So this is lost.
Overtime.
Unfortunately. Okay, so
Victory.
overall, what I would say is important is we need a couple things for setting up team fights. The first thing is ult tracking. The second thing is what are we investing? And then the third thing is where, right? And like it doesn't really matter where, as long as like there's a call so that people can attempt to make it, right? What VOD review is about looking at the fight plan and being like, okay, that was a bad call, you know, like these are the typical locations to take fights, right? Like if we take a fight outside of that, you know, it might not be the best thing, right? And we can talk about that. Like that's the point of VOD review. But you know, I'm happy to VOD review teaching how to take team fights. But the first thing that we need to think about is location, right? Technically speaking, you can win a team fight without investing any ultimate abilities to it. That's ideal. Very unlikely. Possible. Doable. It's been done before. It'll be done in the future. But very unlikely, right? So the first thing I need is location calls. The second thing I need is target calls. The third thing I need is like ability management. Like if we're gonna do this, then let's do it after this, right? So for example, into double bubble mirror, if we're gonna grab pulse, we need to wait for bubbles, or we need to poke out bubbles quickly, right? Stuff like that, you know. Outside of that, focus fire was an issue. Focus fire will come as the plan gets clearer, but that's kind of what the plan's about. Do you guys have any questions about that?
No, I mean everything's made sense.
Yeah.
I'm probably just gonna look over the VOD again just to get a refresher on all the things that I need to like focus on and just kind of like jot them down and whatnot.
As you play a composition more, like honestly, so I'm a coach for Rocket, but I used to be the off tank, and I was the one that was doing all the comm roles. I was the ult tracker, the fight planner, and target calling, and like ability tracker, right? What I learned is that I would say, all right, so did you guys play in the Winston, Diva, Sombra, Reaper, Moira, Lucio meta?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. A really common strat was EMP bomb, right? I learned pretty quickly that it's a terrible combo. Like, look at all the mobility that this team has, and then try to get like a bomb EMP off. Like, no way. It never happened once. I tried it like 8 times too. It just never happened, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that there was no way of me knowing that unless we committed to the fight plan, right? And that's what's important. Like, you will learn. It's gonna be so embarrassing. You're gonna call for like something, and then it just doesn't work, and you're like, oh, that was dumb. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Like, the amount of time I've called rally into grav and then they just nade us and we die, I'm like, fuck, man, that was stupid, you know? Like, that was a bad call. But the thing is that my team committed to the call, we followed the call, and then after I was like, that wasn't it. That the call was the issue, you know?
Yeah, I
What
feel like
I
I kept on getting discouraged because I was doing that as well. And then our last like Team Rocket training or whatever,
yeah,
I just got like super discouraged after that for some reason. I don't know why.
it's a learning curve, right? And what's
Yeah.
nice is that the meta should be shifting soon, right? So as soon as we lock down what the meta is, it should be easy for you to figure out what the ult combos are, right?
Mhm.
Try to, like, when you're in comp, look at your team and ask yourself, what are our win conditions, right? Then look at the enemy team when you have time and ask yourself, what are their win conditions, right? And then try to modify your win conditions around their win conditions. Like, that's more technical, but like that's how it works. And then it's like, you know, just the application of that, the execution of that, and stuff like that. What's nice about Double Bubble is that you have Sombra and she can scout, and that takes away half of the trouble that goes into playing this game, right?
Okay.
You can come up with a fight plan all you want, call locations, all of a sudden they're not there. What do? Right? You know? That's what Sombra's good for, right? She should never die. She has a get out of jail free card, and she can scout for the entire match, you know? Very, very nice to have. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of fight planning, focus on just like making a play, and if the whole team follows it, you will learn very quickly if it was a good play or a bad play. If it works, it was probably good, right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, why didn't it work, right? Was the team not following it? Was it just the wrong call? Was there something better? Stuff like that. You know, and it comes with time. It takes time to learn these things. 1, you need to learn the composition. 2, you need to learn your win conditions. And 3, you need to learn if those win conditions even work, right? Yeah. Like, for example, for Team Rocket, hi George, is we play for Grav Pulse and Nano EMP all the time. That's like our go-to. And then the third fight, we can invest like Primal and Rally for stall to build up another EMP or another Grav, right? Technically speaking, in Overwatch League, they only invest 1 ultimate and they'll win a fight, right?
Yes,
Or
I was gonna ask you about that too. Yeah.
yeah. So like in Overwatch League, you'll watch, they'll never Grav Pulse. Like, it infuriates me too, because if they did, they would have won it faster. But they try to win with less ultimates, less resources invested, so they have more for the future. But they end up investing like 3 ultimates when they could have done it with 2. But the thing is
that's
that
how the soul got fucked.
True. The thing is like if they invest Pulse on the backline, like let's say, I don't know, it's San Francisco versus like it's Shock versus Gladiators, right? If Shock invests Pulse on the backline and Gladiators invest Pulse in the backline, neither succeeds. All right, we'll Grav. Both teams Grav, neither succeeds. Now we EMP, right? Someone's gonna win, right? But if they just grabbed Pulse right off the start, it would have been better, you know? So, you will learn what works and what doesn't as long as the team follows the call. And that's what matters. Yeah.
That's good. I think the biggest problem for today was that no one was very vocal as far as like any of the planning.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, even Team Rocket has issues with it. Like, sometimes a play won't work and Clones will get sad and then he won't talk for the rest of the game. And then I have to yell at him and then I'll be like, yeah, okay, sorry. And then he'll start talking again. Like, it happens, right? But, you know, mental reset. Think about win conditions. Talk about win conditions, right? It's super simple, right? If you have Nanoblade and Grav Dragon, simplest thing in the book, right? You can play, you can play Ryan Zarya, Genji Hanzo, Ana, Lucio all day. You have 2 simple win conditions: Grav Dragon, Nanoblade, right?
Uh-huh.
If that doesn't work, good luck, right? You have
Yeah.
Beat and Shatter as backups, but focus on the location calls and things will come around that, right? Try everything in your power to execute the location call, and if that doesn't work, VOD review it, right? If someone wasn't in position for it, VOD review it, right? But focus on the location calls. Location calls are important because naturally, a lot of the issue with like mid-fight team fights is it's super chaotic. Like no one knows what's going on. People might be calling things, but like maybe your tracer can't follow up on that. Maybe your Sombra just translocated. Zarya has no bubbles, can't peek. Right? There's so many ways it can go wrong. But if you have a location call, then people can position around that, and so they'll generally be in the area to go on the same targets. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So focus on location calls and fly around a map, look at the name of buildings, and just learn them, right? And it doesn't even need to be complicated. Like, God, I've been yelled at for this before, but I will show you like the stupidest thing ever. I think this works.
Traveling to Dorado.
Yeah, okay. Red building, yellow building, orange building. Red building, yellow building, orange building. Back left high ground, top right high ground, right? Cart in red. I don't have a location call for this, but like close and inner close, like stuff like that. Like it doesn't need to be complicated. Like this is coast, you can call that.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know like what heaven and hell are?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think this is hell. This is under, right? You can call this hell. You can call this heaven, or maybe this is heaven. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
Just like general stuff, like pick something and call it fountain.
Yeah.
Top left. Main high main, like just stuff like that. Call for locations. A common one is like after bridge, before bridge, or like archway, before arch, after arch, stuff like that. Just pick a location and do everything in your power to make that happen. And if all 6 of you do everything in your power to make it happen, it'll probably happen, right? And then you can VOD review it and be like, oh, there was actually a better idea. Like instead of playing for after arch, why didn't we just play for before fountain? Like it was easier to get to. We already had the space. It could have been the move. Yeah, but that's all I got.
Cool. I'm probably going to record like all the audio and everything so that it's easier to listen while VOD reviewing to like the callouts.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel just dedicated to scrim stuff. Okay, I literally have playlists like VOD review, scrim footage, match footage, right?
Yeah.
Scrim footage is like literally since I joined, my tryouts were this, and then like I have all this. It has comms. Like I mean, lately I've been coaching, so that doesn't help, but it had everything. Like, and that's how I kind of worked on improving a little bit, but. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Also,
cool.
Aaron is insane. He's such a good DPS. I was watching him. He's so good.
He does well. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I know this is like super long. I'm sorry about that.
No,
Optics is probably gonna yell at me for being 2 hours 15 minutes, but I'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have questions, feel free to like send them to me, right?
Yeah, sure.
Optics is great at coming up with fight plans. Having a fight plan is the first step. Following it is the second step.
Okay.
If your job is to come up with a fight plan, just do your job.
Sounds good. Do you have any other resources or anything that like helped you? Just like in general.
I mean,
like YouTube or any other.
I'm a
like,
bit
people?
fortunate that I'm like friends with former contenders players and like
Okay. Yeah.
GM players, so like I can
Yeah.
bounce ideas off of them. But you like maybe I have a lot of networking, but you also have a lot of networking, right? Like there's people on the server that you can go to for help about this. Like I don't know if they're still in here. But like there was someone named Echo Force or I think it's Echo Force. I don't know if they're still in here. Like they're a GM player. Orthus is great.
Okay.
Dead Optics is great. Like you can always come to me. Clone Man's technically in here. Oh hi Optics.
Wait. What? I don't believe you.
Still talking?
Who?
Clone Man?
With your
Clone Man is a part of Team Rocket. Yeah.
What?
You guys are still talking? Still chatting?
Yeah,
That's not. It's not Clone Man, is it?
Nah,
It's just a knockoff, right?
You're right. It's just Clone
something
Man.
like that.
Okay.
Clone Man.
Yeah, don't worry about him.
He's useless.
Ignore that. Just ignore that. How long have you guys been? Has it been like 2 hours?
Yeah, he's holding us hostage. Help.
No, it's okay. I want to be here.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
I'm still
I went, took a
recording.
nap, came back, and you guys are like,
I'm still recording, and I just said like, yeah, Optics is gonna yell at me for taking over 2 hours, but I'll deal with that later.
Yeah. Like, oh, it was like an hour. It was like, okay, maybe. 2 hours long.
Yeah, but
Did
I'm
everything?
basically done.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
But yeah, if you have questions, like there's people you can talk to, and honestly, you can talk to clones, you can talk to Chungus if you know who Chungus is.
Yeah, I play with Chungus all the time.
Right, like they'll answer you. Optics is fine. Orthus is good. I don't know
Yeah, I'm
if
just fine.
Maxo will respond to you, but you could try. He's a mark.
I'll go to the other resources first. That
Yeah.
sounds
I mean,
not really
I
active on
wouldn't
server.
necessarily go to like Clone Man or Maxwell. That they might not respond, but you know,
Yeah.
you have options. You know, you can use them. Honestly, even Ren is a good option. She'll never admit it, but she's pretty smart. She knows the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have options. Gorbachev from my team, he knows the game pretty well.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
How did the VOD review go?
I'm still going. What do you mean? I'm still recording.
Yeah, but how's okay? You gonna? What? Are you guys done yet?
I'll end it.
Or you guys...
I'll end it.